गिरिवरधारी जय गोपीजनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यशोदानन्दन यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यमुनातीरावनचारी यमुनातीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद जय श्री प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजक कचार्य स्तोत्र शशि श्रीमद् डिवाइन ग्रेस ऐसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की जय ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय निताय गो प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। ओम अज्ञानातिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। So we are going to continue to read from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 5, The Cause of All Causes, text number 2. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Yad Rupam Yad Adhisthanam Yataha Shrishtam Idam Prabhu Yad Samstam Yad Param Yacha Tat Tatvam Vada Tatvataha Yad Rupam Yad Adhisthanam Yataha shreshtam idam Prabhu. Yat samstham yat param yacha. Tat tatvam vada tatvataha. Yad rupam yad adhisthanam. Yataha shreshtam idam Prabhu. Yat samstham yat param yacha. Tat tatvam vada tatvataha. Yad rupam yad adhisthanam. Yataha shreshtam idam Prabhu. Yat samstham yat param yacha. Tat tatvam vada tatvataha. Read please. Yat rupam yat adhisthanam. Tvam vada tatvataha. Yad rupam yad adhisthanam. Yata shreshtam idam Prabhu. Yat samstham yat param yacha. Tavada tatvatam. Yad rupam yad adhisthanam. Yata shreshtam idam Prabhu. Yat samstham yat param yacha. Tat tatvam vada tatvataha. Yad rupam yad adhisthanam. Yata shreshtam idam Prabhu. Yat samstham yat param yacha. Tat tatvam vada tatvataha. You said it very well. Yeah. मैं सोचा कि you must be continuing from your last life, so this life you just have to finish it. Already, yeah. He's Ditesh, so we should initiate him, give him the name Detach Das. He's already detached. Yad, what? Rupa, the symptoms of manifestation. Yad, what? Adhisthanam, background. Yataha, created. Idam, this world. Prabhu, O my Father. Yat, in which. Samstham, conserved. Yat, what? Param, under control. Surviving is truthfulness. So this world we see, everyone, everything goes based on gossip. So Naraji is making it very clear. Again, I was thinking, in today's times, there's so many scriptures. I saw yesterday somebody post on the Facebook. Somebody is challenging that, you are saying certain things, some local guy has become a big pracharak or something like that. So the common man is challenging him. You are saying such and such this thing should be done. But in what is the authority? In which scripture, in which book is it written that we should do it this way? So it just sort of, causes the thinking that today's world, if something is written in Hindi, it does not mean it is Granth. If something is given with I was a very classic example always comes to my mind is, that Professor Satyendra, someone, who wrote the history of Girmitias in Fiji. He's a professor at University of the South Pacific. So he wrote this history and so much attached to the Hindi language. He said the indentured laborers were brought into Fiji based on cheat. They were cheated. Unko dhoka diya gaya tha. And Puran means history. So he has named the book Dhoka Puran. Right? Which is correct. In today's context is correct. But someday somebody will make this part of the 18 Puranas. And it's highly likely the Bhagavad Puran will disappear and then people will count Dhoka Puran as the Puran for Kali Yuga. So this is why it's very, very important that Prabhupada made the point that when Prabhupada presented Krishna consciousness, he based it on the facts. And what is the facts? Facts that come in the disciplic succession. So here, Naraji is the second in line. Brahmaji is the first guru, Naraji is second. So see, even in the beginning, abhi hua hai, abhi to first hand receive kar raha hai knowledge, but Narad has to say, give me factual information. What is the fact? So it's very, very important. Even Prabhupada ji bole, court case mein, when we submit evidence in the court, the affidavit is taken as evidence. The sign on oath is evidence. So written, Shabda Praman is the evidence that's taken. So scriptures are the Shabda Praman. So Naraji is saying, tell us the factual information. And of course, about what? The material manifest world, the background, how it's created, how is it conserved, how is it maintained, and under whose control everything is being done. So, Prabhupada writes, the inquiries by Narad on the basis of factual cause and effect appear very reasonable. The atheist, however, put forward many self-made theories without any touch of cause and effect. That's the problem of this world. Everyone creates their own theories. The manifested world, as well as the spirit soul, is still unexplained by the godless atheists through the medium of experimental knowledge. Although they have put forward many theories manufactured by their fertile brains, contrary to such mental speculative theory of creation, however, Narad Muni wanted to know all the facts of creation in truth and not by theories. So some of the theories that we all know of, somebody said the world came into existence, the universe came into existence after Big Bang. Big Bang. And then there's Darwin's theory. Darwin says, human being came from monkeys, na? From, yeah. So Prabhupada said, maybe his father was a monkey, not mine. So it is very clearly said in the scriptures that, there is Krishna creates, I think, biblical stories are also aligned to the Vedic science, just like the Noah's Ark, all the species, So actually, according to the Bhagavatam, the Noah's Ark story is basically a small annihilation that happens. It's just like, King Satyavrata, he had to save the Matsya and then, this is how he saved the Vedas. So similar to that. But in fact, at the beginning of creation, every species of life is created. Then somebody will want to be very intelligent and say, did the egg come before the chicken came before? What are your thoughts? Egg came before, chicken came before. The egg was in the chicken and the chicken was in the egg. Actually, Krishna creates the species. The human species was created. Now that's how all the varieties of life were created. So Narad Muni is saying, let's not believe in theories. Even if we try and experiment things, by experiment also, just like, experimental, what do they do? What's the, in the experiments, what's the hypothesis, right? Hypothesis, you put a hypothesis there, So somebody is going to say, okay, Lord Ram went hunting, so he killed the animals. So what would have been done? You don't just kill and leave. You eat. So then, the common man said, no, Ram must have eaten. So we can eat. We can kill animals and eat. These are all based on theories. No? People want to make theories about that. So transcendental knowledge regarding the soul and the super soul includes knowledge of the phenomenal world and the basis of its creation. Again, when you understand the whole world, whole creation, you understand the vastness of Krishna. And when you understand the vastness of Krishna, what else do you understand? Yes. That's the main principle of devotional service. Greatness of Krishna, the insignificance of the soul, how small we are. Huh? Then as soon as we understand that how small we are, what goes out of the relationship? What's the problem that goes out of the relationship? I'm the boss. Prabhupada kya bolte? Loading it over material nature. Yes, when you understand, that's the problem. That's the problem. There's nothing more. If you understand the super soul, understand the soul, you understand the relationship, loading it over is gone, subservient nature is developed, that's Vedic knowledge, kalas. That's all. Just think, just to explain this, one Veda, 4 Vedas, Smriti, Smriti, Purana, Adi, all these things has to come. So many yugas, all the sadhus have to come, they explain the Bhagavad Kathas, study of the Vedas. And, oh my God, just simple thing, but it's such a fuss we create. Prabhupada says, in the material world, we try and solve one problem, we create more problems. You open a business, you have to keep a security. Then you have to keep someone to keep the tap of the security. You have to keep the time of the everything. You can't trust anyone. People will come in at 9 o'clock, sign in at 8. Then you have to invent a time card, punch card. Then you have to cut trees, make paper cards. The one problem to solve. I get reminded of this very nice story. I was thinking, we are going for preaching program this weekend. As you know, these were the olden days of preaching Krishna consciousness. This is all no longer happening because probably we don't discuss so many things. Nah? I was thinking, we're going to this village program. So I think, in our days when we used to go to do programs in the villages, so we'd quickly get together, all the young people would get together and put an impromptu drama. So one impromptu drama, I was searching Google yesterday, ISKCON short skits, for Prabhupada gave lots of short stories that you can perform at a Sunday feast, like that. So there was one Brahmana. So he was traveling and preaching Krishna consciousness. So one day he did one katha, one preaching program, and so the listener, the host, gave him one dhoti as a donation. So now the Brahmana just has 2 dhotis. So one he wears, one is on the line. So now he has 3 dhotis. So the problem with the 3, the story is actually Brahman in the kupin, but we say dhoti because kupin many people don't understand and people might get offended. So the Brahmana had 3 dhotis. So then what happened? So now he's a spare dhoti, so then he washes, then he puts 2 dhotis on the line. So when he puts 2 dhotis on the line, so then there's a monkey, I think, na? There's a monkey which comes and pulls the dhoti. So then the Brahmana can't study, because whilst he's studying, he's now worried about the monkey coming and taking away his dhoti. So then he told one person, this is the problem I have. The solution is simple. Just get a dog. When the monkey comes, the dog will bark, and the monkey will run away. A good idea. So then he got a dog. So now the dog is there, so the monkey comes, the dog barks, the monkey runs away, so his dhoti is safe and he's studying Bhagavatam. Then after some time, the dog became hungry. So now the dog is barking not because of the monkey, because he's hungry. So then he said, I've got a problem. The dog, keeps the monkey away, but he's hungry, he's barking. So then he said, that's no problem. Just give him some milk. So he said, okay, I'll give him some milk. So then he went to the bazaar, got some milk, gave to the dog is happy, he's chasing the monkey, the dhoti is safe and he's studying Bhagavatam. Wonderful. Then after some time, the dog is, barking too often because he gets hungry in the morning, then lunchtime too and dinner time too, he's getting hungry. So he said, 3 times I have to go to the bazaar to get milk. So he said, what can I do? So he said, no problem. Get a cow. Then you have a cow at home, just milk the cow, give it to the dog keeps the monkey away, the dhoti is safe, you can study Bhagavatam. Perfect. So you got a cow. So milk. Now every time he has to leave the Bhagavatam, go milk the cow, give the dog. Then he said, no, this is a problem. This is a problem. So he went and said, this is a, I can't be milking the cow to study the Bhagavad. And it is a very simple solution. Get a wife, she'll milk the cow, give it to the dog will give the dhoti. So he did that. So everything was very well. The wife was taking care. It's even better, even the wife now washes the dhoti. Then after some time, some festival happened. The wife said, I need new clothes. I need a new sari. So, the wife continues to disturb him, study the Bhagavad. So then he realized, just because of one extra dhoti, I have got the wife, I have got the cow, I have got the dog, I have got all these things. So this is how material approach to solving problems is. Where in fact, the spiritual way of solving the problem is either pravritti or nivritti. If there are brahmacharis, there are naistik brahmacharis, they can take to the process of detachment from the start. It's very good. If you can do that, you have kept yourself disentangled from the entanglements of this world. But in the case that you need company or support for your Krishna consciousness, then you can get married, and that's why Grihastha facility is there in Varnashram system. Then husband and wife, both share the load of the material existence, but the focus is that we want to devote this life to the service of Krishna. That's what Grihastha is. But the material world, Grihastha is all about, enjoying one another, enjoying the world, enjoying this. But really what it means, creating more entanglement and going deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into the well of, what does Prahlad Maharaj say? Andhakupam. This is the deep dark well. When you go in darkness, you can't see. Once you get involved into sense gratification and the entanglement of the material world, you can actually see. All these material people, in this world, they kill so many animals, they do so many things. Actually, they have no knowledge. If they had little feeling that I am doing something wrong, they would have stopped it. But this is what the depth of ignorance is. Ignorant person is fully convinced that I am doing the right thing. So, transcendental knowledge about the whole world, the creation, in the phenomenal world, three things are factually observed by any intelligent man: the living beings, the manifest world, and the ultimate control over them. Same point. Spirit, soul, super soul, and the loading it over tendency. The intelligent man can see that neither the living entity nor the phenomenal world are creations of chance. The symmetry of creation and its regulative actions and reactions suggest the plan of an intelligent brain behind them. Just like you look at the clock. It's the intelligence of someone to have done it. No? The seconds hand, the minutes hand, the hour hand, and that keeps the time. And the way, you have the pendulum, it goes like this in the clock. If it goes slow, the time is, if it goes very fast, the time is running fast. So somebody has very intelligently done it, that the pendulum has that right momentum, the right swing, and then time flows. So similarly, when you look at the whole creation, Prabhupada is saying an intelligent person can understand that there's a perfect plan behind it. And somebody must have done the plan. And that person who has done the plan of this whole creation has a perfect intelligence. My little son is now learning about the planetary system. So he learned the song of all the planets, Mercury, Jupiter. I was thinking I was in class 1, I didn't know that. And probably in high school I started understanding what planets were. But the point is, when he sees it, and he tells me that, how they are all orbiting, even he knows the words, his orbit, the planets orbit, and they don't bump into one another. They don't bump into. So even a little boy can understand, somebody has done it so nicely. One interesting thing happened, the other day, I was going to a program. So he started asking, where are you going? Pita, where are you going? And I'm taking Aja to the doctor. Because if I say I'm going to a program, he says, I will want to come. And I'm taking Aja to the doctor. So then my small daughter comes running. She said, "Is Ajay sick?" I said, "Yes, Ajay is sick. I have to take him to the doctor." He said, "Ajay should go to Jesus." I said, "Why?" "Because he does healing." I think she must have seen in the cartoon. So I was thinking, see, again, why I got reminded of this point is the point that Prabhupada says any intelligent person can think. Huh? So here my little daughter, she sees in the cartoon and she sees this thing happening. So she's using her intelligence. This is what happens. So Prabhupada says, why can't we understand with intelligence that everything is happening? How can everything happen by chance? How can everything happen with a big bang? So there's a plan. Again, the point is understanding that there's someone behind everything. And what is the spiritual pursuit? Trying to understand who is that person. Who is that person? Christianity says there's Father in heaven. Islam says, there's Allah, the Almighty, great, someone great. The Vedic teachings say, it's Param Ishwar, some Lord over all lords. And Srimad Bhagavatam and the Vedic Puranas very clearly identify that superpower behind everything is a person. Bible said man is made in the image of God. If the superpower did not have a form, then how can we be images? If superpower is simply a light, then we would be like every one of us will be like, small birthday candles here. Some of us might be, the big ones. But we'll all be candles. So we are made in the image of God. So understanding. So basically here, this canto, cause of all causes, means, we are trying to understand who is that superpower behind everyone, behind the creation. So it starts from creation. So, just like, when we are born, in science, in biology, we understand. When children come to a certain stage, actually in biology we study, we actually explore our own body. Because we are trying to understand, how am I able to see, how my ears are hearing, why am I able to smell something. So intelligent children, and then they become doctors. And they still haven't fully understood, they start cutting people up and seeing what's inside. They still try and understand. So the point is, we try to understand by analysis, Sankhya Yoga, by analyzing how this thing happens. That's what scientists are doing. They get to, atom, then they want to break it down further, electron and proton, and try to get into the depth of things. So basically Narada is doing the same thing. Prabhupada is saying, when you look at everything, you see everything is happening by perfect plan. Just like a tree grows, वो सिरसा के पेड़ हो या पाकड़ का पेड़ हो, ये सब पत्ती एक के रखते हैं. So somebody must have drawn, made that plan, and that's how you produce, FMF produces biscuits, all is the same size, and it's equally baked and everything. So somebody has designed a plant that does the same thing. So this similarly, the whole world is designed by someone, and we try and understand who is behind, the intelligent brain behind, and by genuine inquiry one may find out the ultimate cause with the help of one who knows them factually. One who knows them factually. So we have to, you can't know it by observation. Very quickly I get reminded of the story of the elephant, the blind and the deaf, the old people, they touch the elephant. Somebody got the touch of the ear, they say elephant is like a tray. Somebody got feel the leg, they say elephant is like a trunk. Somebody touch the tail, they say animal is like a rope. So this is our limitation. This is our limitation. We are sitting here, we don't know what's behind the walls. That's our limitation. Then how can we understand Krishna? So the last line Prabhupada says is that you have to understand it from one who knows factually. So that is disciplic succession. So Brahmaji is the first one who saw. So Narada is asking the first person, and then the knowledge passes on. So any quick question or comment on today's verse? Tomorrow we can read text 3.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you all for attending, because that, it's very nice that when people come there, they feel enthusiastic to study Prabhupada. Jai Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai. Okay. Sundarangam Kandapakotikamaniya Visheshashubham. Shanti, 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 Shanti. Vrinda Adi Purusha